What's going on, you freaking vaping degenerates? This is the Vaping Fish coming at you with another video. This is gonna be a small mini blog regarding the regulations and everything that's been going on with vaping lately, especially today that the regulations came into effect. Well, um, it's a very sad day. It's a very sad day because I'm not just looking at the vaping in general. I'm looking at the bigger picture. Um, the monster is loose, basically. Our government is just doing how they please. They're not listening to us, the country, the people, the citizens. They're trying to regulate things left and right for their own personal interests, and they're not listening to us, and nobody's regulating them. So the monster is loose, and they are doing as they please. Now, in the past, before today's date or the August 8th thing happened, I did my part. I did make my calls and I did send my emails, and I actually went to one of the offices to try to talk to one of the politicians that I can get in touch with. Um, and I did what I could do, and that's on the political side. On the non-political side, what I did was, just talk to people I did not know about vaping and share my experience with them, and tell them, how it helped me, and show them my devices and stuff like that. So that was on the non, political side of vaping, doing my part as a vapor. Now that everything is loose and everything is going, it's already into effect. Um, the regulations is going to affect all of us in the long run. But right now, it's mostly affecting the vape shops, the vaping manufacturers. That's the people that it is affecting directly. Um, there's no more new products coming out anymore. Um, the cutoff date happened. Now, we're still trying to see if we can go, you know, something happen with HR 2058, coalition amendment, something to help us try to work this thing out. The problem is the FDA thinks that we want an industry that's free of regulations, and that is not the truth. Me as a consumer, I do want vaping regulated, but a lot of the things were already being done. For example, labeling on e-juice, child-proof caps, safe devices, the basic things, 18 and over or 21 and over, depending on your state. Those things, those are regulations that I wanted. Them, what they're doing, imposing higher taxes and doing this and eliminating this, that's not, they're taking it out of proportion without really knowing what vaping is. They're gonna regulate something they don't know how it works. They don't know, you know, what it is about. So that's kind of wrong. Um, Now they put and compare vaping or anything related to vaping as tobacco. No, it's like tobacco and cigarettes is sugar. Vaping is Splenda. That's how I view it. It is not. It can, the vapor might look like smoke, but it's not. Yes, it's a nicotine delivery system, but it's not burning anything, so it's not the same thing. Now, a lot of people vape at zero nicotine, just vapor. That's it. There's no nicotine involved. So how are you gonna regulate zero nicotine e-juice or e-liquid? I don't understand it. Now, some people are saying that they're doing all this because they only want closed systems. I have nothing against closed systems, and I think they're great for beginners. But for the hobbyists and more advanced people, we don't. We might try them out and stuff, but it's not our main choice, or how we vape anymore. So closed systems, is good to a certain point. Um, Now we have to help the vape shops, and we have to help the industry, because now the ball is completely on our court now, as consumers, and as vapors. You know, the vape shops and anybody that's involved in vaping that makes money off of vaping cannot say that vaping is safer than smoking, cannot say that vaping is 95% less harmful than cigarettes. They cannot say vaping is a less harmful alternative to smoking. They cannot say vaping saves lives, and I'll keep on saying vaping saves lives because it saves mine, and I'll keep on saying it is safer than cigarettes, and I'll keep on saying that it is a less harmful alternative to smoking. So they can probably regulate them, but as consumers, we cannot be regulated as sheep. Like, you can say this, you cannot say this. I don't think it's gonna happen, because if the time that happens, then then there's gonna be a problem. And I'm saying that I won't let that happen. That's dictatorship, and I don't. This is supposed to be a free country. I'm not gonna live in a country where, or do whatever they want just because they're the ones in charge, because that's dictatorship. That's something is not human. You're robbing people of their rights. So it is kind of upsetting. Now they hit an industry that is fairly new. They hit an industry that you know they're not strong enough economically to defend themselves. It's like the government is bullying the paper industry in a way. You're getting a 15-year-old beating the crap out of freaking 7-year-old. So that's how I see it. Um, the reason why the NRA, in the tobacco industry is so strong, because of all the money they have, and the community they have, the people they have, the tobacco industry they have it because of the money that smokers spend on their product. The actual gun community and rifle community, they have it because besides the money, there's a community, a strong community working behind it and supporting you know the rights to bear arms. That's one of our given rights by our forefathers. So, you know, and vaping is barely new. I mean, it's something that's barely coming out. Um, it had a great impact on smokers because it had a great impact on me. For example, I'm not a scientist or a doctor or a chemical engineer, anything like that, but I know my body, and I can tell you that when I used to smoke, I was more fatigued. I had, it was for me harder to breathe. It was for me harder to sleep. Um, I would get irritated faster. There was a lot of things going on when I was smoking. I did not notice that until I quit smoking and I went to vaping. That's when I noticed those changes, and I was like, damn. I mean, shit, it did make a difference. And I didn't go into it, thinking it was gonna change that much. I just went into it because I wanted to quit smoking. That's basically what it was. I just wanted to quit smoking, and I had tried everything else, and nothing had worked. And this was my last shot, and it worked, and I'm very glad it worked. And so it worked for me, and I know it can work for a lot of smokers. And again, they do not know how cigarette smoke is hurting them, and they will not know until they completely quit and do something different. Now that I'm vaping, I don't feel as fatigued. I don't feel that I can't sleep. I don't feel that I can't breathe. I feel better. I feel my lungs fuller of air. I feel that when I sleep, I sleep. I feel less irritated. Happier now. Um, in a way that I can go without vaping for 6 hours at a time, and I'll be fine. Before I couldn't even go an hour without smoking because I would start getting irritated right away. So you know, I know this because it happened to me. I'm telling you my experience, what it happened, how it happened to me. So I know it works. I know it helps. I even people say, well, it's not like you're going healthier. No, I mean, it's not about. It's a safer alternative to smoking. It's a less harmful alternative to smoking. That's what vaping is. Nobody's saying it's like a cure or anything like that. It's just saying that it will help you eliminate that addiction or that grip that cigarettes have on you. That's basically what it's doing. It's not doing anything else. It's just helping you get away from actually smoking, burning paper and leaves and actually putting them into your lungs when the body actually takes longer to eliminate that than vapor. Um, so, no, let me just take it too. Now, yes, there's a lot of different devices, a lot of different things. Yeah, sometimes I like to drip, but sometimes I enjoy, a small mouth to lung little system. It all depends. So, you know, when you give choices to the public, they feel more comfortable, and the success rate will be higher on having people quit smoking. Now, let's let me tell you this about how I did the vaping thing with what I did before this happened. Yes, I used to say vaping is safer. I explained to my family members, friends. I would explain to them how it worked, what it was, and everything, and I did my advocacy part. But now the ball is on my court. Now I'm willing to do more because, well, it's not that I'm willing. I have to do more. I have to, hit when I hit vape shops, help people with the bills if I have to do it with my wire, my wick, my juice. I will, here sample my juice, the juice that I bought with my money, this brand. Here, try it out. Maybe you might like. You can go purchase it or something. The thing is, I'm willing to help and do more because now the vape shops have their hands tied, and me as a consumer and as a vapor, and I feel like I have to do this for the industry, for the community, because it's something I really enjoy, and it's something that has helped me. So now I am returning the favor and helping them. So I will keep on saying that vaping saves lives. I will keep on saying that it's 95% safer than smoking, and I will keep on saying that smoking is bad for you, and you should vape as a safer alternative. So that's what I'm gonna do. And when I hit the vape shops, I will be there helping people whatever they need, sharing them whatever knowledge I have, battery safety, coil building, whatever. I'll do anything that I can do to help other, beginning vapors or current smokers to quit and kick the habit. Um, so do your part. Now the ball is on our court, the consumers, and talk about vaping more. Share your experience. Help other newer vapors. We need to grow as a community. We need to grow because the power is in numbers. So we need to grow, and the only way to grow is doing that. Helping others quit smoking and start vaping so they can understand how it helps them. So that's about it. This is what I wanted to talk about, and keep on doing the advocacy thing because we still need to push for it. But it's time to do more outside the political side of it, and as a community, and do more, to help our vape shops and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching, and let's take a vape before I go. And remember, as long as you don't freaking smoke, vaping, whatever you want to do, it's always going to be better. Bye bye.